The first day of school, I called roll from a printed roster. One name stopped me, D apostrophe J A. I sounded out the spelling and landed on DJ. A girl in the third row answered, quiet, no correction. I moved on. Roll only gets called those first couple of days, so that was the only chance either of us had. From then on, that was her name to me. I used it calling on her, addressing her, marking her work. Weeks passed. Then one afternoon, her friends started giggling every time I said it, giggling that grew until one of them finally broke and told me the truth. I'd had it wrong the entire time. D apostrophe J A. There is no version of phonics on this earth that gets you from that spelling to her actual name, and she'd known it from day one. She'd stayed quiet in front of a room full of people she was still trying to figure out. A mistake I made once, in about 2 seconds, on a single morning, followed her around for weeks. I felt like an idiot. Blaming myself for not double-checking felt reasonable. So did blaming her parents for a spelling no decoder ring could translate. Neither one addressed the actual problem, which was bigger than either of us and built into a ritual we run in classrooms every year without ever questioning it. The roster itself was the flaw, not the name and not even the frequency of reading it. One misread was enough. Think about how names actually get exchanged everywhere else in life. You meet someone at a party and mishear their name, so you ask them to repeat it, and it's nothing. A friend introduces you to someone and gets the name slightly wrong, and the person corrects it mid-handshake. That exchange is reciprocal. It corrects itself in real time, and nobody involved reads the correction as an insult or a failure. That's just how introductions work. A roster throws that mechanism out entirely. One person stands in front of a room, reads names off a page with zero context and zero feedback loop, and gets one shot to get it right. There's no back and forth to make the exchange low stakes the way it is everywhere else in human experience. So when it goes wrong, it doesn't feel like a small hiccup in a conversation. It feels like a verdict delivered publicly about whether the person at the front of the room can do their basic job. It cuts both ways. Some students hear a mispronounced name and quietly decide the teacher doesn't care enough to get it right, doesn't like them, was maybe never going to be on their side to begin with. That first mispronunciation becomes the opening brick in a wall they build between themselves and the class, an excuse ready-made for whatever comes next. This has nothing to do with unusual names. Take Andrea. Did I say that right? Is it Andrea or Andre? Both show up constantly. That's an old, common, unremarkable name, and English still can't agree on how to say it. D apostrophe J A isn't the outlier here. D apostrophe J A just made the real problem impossible to miss. I know this collision from the other side of the desk too. When my first son was born, my wife and I built rules around his name. Short, no possible nicknames, impossible to mispronounce. We landed on Wit, one syllable. Rhymes with nothing complicated. At a parent-teacher conference years later, his teacher called him Wyatt, twice. With our second son, we threw the rule book out and picked a name we loved for its weight and its history, Thaddeus. People butchered it so consistently for so long that he started introducing himself as Todd just to skip the exchange entirely. I followed every rule I could think of. My wife and I broke every rule the second time around. The outcome was identical. That's when it clicked. This was never a competence problem for the teacher, or a defiance problem for the kid, or even a creativity problem for the parents. It's a structural one, built into a system that turns a normally reciprocal human moment into a one-shot public performance. Open the first day by having students introduce themselves out loud to a partner or to the room before any roster ever gets read. Introduce names in pairs or small groups first, so errors get corrected quietly and immediately, just like they would in any normal introduction. When the roster does come out, treat it as a check-in on names already exchanged, not the first and only encounter with them. Normalize correction out loud early so a student sees fixing a mispronunciation as routine rather than confrontational. The fix was never a better way to read a list. It was noticing that a list was the wrong format to begin with. The moment day one starts running as an actual introduction instead of a roll call, the mispronunciation stops being the whole transaction and becomes what it should have been all along, one small correctable moment inside a much bigger exchange. D apostrophe J A was apparently Deidre. She was too embarrassed to correct me. I had no way to know I was wrong, and the situation was exacerbated by the unthinking tradition of roll call. Growth doesn't come from getting better at enduring a flawed system. It comes from noticing the system is flawed and building something that actually reflects how people meet each other. Stay rooted. Follow for more resilience tools built for the actual classroom, not the theory of one.